Hi, I'm Laura, and this is Layla Wellness. Today we are going to be looking at hip mobility. This is such a critical thing since we spend a lot of time sitting, and that mobility is something that starts to fade as we age if we don't take steps to prevent it. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. We are going to start today's practice in a standing position, so go ahead and get up onto your feet if you are sitting down. And we're just going to do some simple hip movements. So maybe starting with that right leg and circling it around. Now, if you're not quite ready for some balance work, that's okay. Keep it a little bit lower. But I want you to really think about how your hip is a ball and socket type of joint. So it doesn't just move front and back, but it moves front, side, back, and in. So we really want to kind of put it through its paces here and find all of the ways that it moves. And let's bring that right foot down to the floor. We're going to turn the knee out slightly and just let your heel rest directly above your ankle. If you want to stay here, that's totally fine. If you want to put a little bit more balance challenge into it, you can bring your foot up to your calf or even pull it all the way up to the inner thigh as we start to move into our tree pose. But what we want to focus on the most is rotating that hip open while we keep our top of the pelvis facing forward. So find the place that works best for you. You can bring those hands to heart center. You can keep them resting on your hips. You can take them wherever you would like to be. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths and get very focused on the grounding through our standing foot at the pinky toe, big toe, and heel, and the hip opening through that open hip. One more breath here. And bring that knee to face forward and stand down. Same leg, we're going to pick that leg up and just take a really big step back. Drop down to your knee and find yourself in a low lunge. Letting your hands rest on top of your thighs, we're going to keep our right knee stacked above our right ankle and maybe lean in just a little bit to see if we can open up the hip. Think about scooping your hip forward slightly just so you can unload your lower back and activate a little bit more opening through the front of the hip. Nice big breath here. Let's do one more. Inhale. And as we exhale, we are going to shift our hips back, lengthen out through the forward foot. You can bring your fingertips down to the floor, or if you'd like, maybe bring a couple of blocks in to help you maintain a nice long spine. Again, we're focusing on the hip, so let your hips sit back. And on your next exhale, come back into that low lunge, opening the hip. Let's move through these 2 movements. Exhale, kneeling pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Let's go one more time. Exhale to the low lunge. Let's pause right here for a moment and bring our hands down to the floor, keeping our fingers spread nice and wide. You want to make sure that you can see the mat between your fingers. Lengthen out through your entire neck and keep the spine long, knees directly under the hips. Let's stay on that left leg and just lift it up, keeping the left knee bent. Tip the knee out to the side, then pull it towards your shoulder, towards the elbow, towards the wrist, and then straighten it out. Continue taking it through that nice big hip circle here. Working to keep our hips stable and squared up toward the floor. Let's pause here at the bottom and then just reverse the circle. Pause at the bottom and lift that left foot straight up toward the ceiling. Notice that we want to have the knee level with the hip, and we're going to drop this left foot just outside the left hand. Turn the toes out slightly at a 45-degree angle, and then let your knee drop out to the side to come into this lizard pose. We have a couple of options here. You might want to walk your right knee back slightly. Take a quick check into your shoulders. Make sure we've got some length along the spine. You can come down on your forearms or even use your blocks here to give you an intermediate space to really let those hips open up. We're going to ground down through the right hand. Bring the left hand to the inner thigh and gently push that leg just a little bit more open, maybe looking over the shoulder toward the ceiling. This is just a gentle pressure on the inner thigh. We're not trying to force that hip. We want to keep it feeling good. Give yourself one more breath here. Every exhale, see if you can get just a tiny bit more opening in that hip. And we're going to drop both hands down to the floor. Flatten out that left foot. Tuck your right toes under. We're going to step the left foot back. Lift the hips high to come into a downward facing dog. Fingers still spread nice and wide. Shifting your weight to the middle of the palm. Maybe doing a little pedal through the legs. We're not going to stay here for long. Coming up on all 10 toes and letting the heels drift on down to the floor. Inhale, lifting that left leg once again, nice and high. Exhale, bend that knee, drop it out to the side, and come down onto your forearms for a half frog. Neck stays long here. We've got a right angle at that left knee. You can stay right here or even come down on top of the backs of your stacked hands. Right knee facing the floor. One more breath here. Inhale, bringing both hands underneath the shoulders. Press up, tuck the toes under, come back into your downward facing dog. One breath in and out. And then we slowly begin to walk the feet toward the top of the mat. Rolling up, just allow those shoulders to relax. Arms are dangling, a little bit of a squeeze through the glutes to open up your hips there. And we turn into a mountain pose. Nice deep breath, in and out. Let's repeat that on the other leg now, starting with your left leg. Lift the knee up and then circle it around. Again, maybe you want to come a little bit lower. Figure out what your leg needs today. Just go slow and controlled at your own pace. We're going to bring the toes right next to the ankles. Rest your heel just above your right ankle. You can stay right here, come up to the calf or the inner thigh. Maybe bring the hands to heart center if that feels good, and find that tree pose. Again, the focus is our hips, so see how much you can open up here. We are getting a little bit of balance training in as well. Find that strength at the base of your standing foot and that openness through the hips. Give me one more breath here. And then we get to set that foot down. Let's take a big step up now on that left leg. Big step back, drop down to the knee. Let your hands rest on top of the thigh first, keeping your left knee above your left ankle, and start to lean the hip forward. Opening up through the front of the hip and giving a little bit of a scoop to deepen that opening for the hip and protect the lower back. Find that breath. And on your next exhale, shift your weight back through the hips, lengthen out through that left leg. Let the toes pop up. Maybe you're using blocks, maybe not. Sink into it just a little bit. If you find yourself feeling a little unsteady, maybe it will help if you tuck your right toes under or really press through the top of your right foot. Let's put this into movement. Take a deep breath in, come back to your low lunge. Exhale to the kneeling pyramid. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And drop your hands down to the floor, pulling this left knee right underneath the hips. So we're coming back to our tabletop. Get that nice spread through the hands, length through the neck. Pick up the right knee, keeping a bend here at the knee. Tip it out to the side. Pull it towards your shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. Straighten it up and come back and around. Nice big hip circle now. They're getting a little looser. And then we're just going to take that in the opposite direction. Go ahead and pause here at the bottom, then lift that foot high and step it just outside your right hand. Turning the right toes out at the 45 and allowing yourself to tip that right knee out to the side so you're resting on the outer edge of your right foot. You can walk the left knee back a little bit. Maybe coming onto your forearms. You can even keep this leg straight if you prefer. It's always a lot of options here in lizard. Let's get grounded through the left hand. Bring our right hand to the inner thigh and just gently press out. Maybe taking that gaze up to the ceiling if that's feeling okay for your neck today. Just that gentle pressure with your right hand to get a little bit more opening through the hip. Let yourself sink a little bit more on each and every exhale. One more. And go ahead and flatten out your right foot. Bring your right hand down to the floor and tuck your left toes under. Step back, find that downward facing dog for one breath in and out. And we slowly begin to walk toward the top of the mat. Rolling up through the spine, little squeeze in those glutes. Big roll through the shoulders. Take a big deep breath right here. And exhale. We're going to take our feet just a little bit outside the hips. Bending through those hips, let your forearms rest right here on top of your thighs. We're going to take the toes out just a little bit. If your legs are longer, mine are pretty short, so I stay right here, but you may want to take a little bit bigger step. We want to move between this low supported squat down into our malasana squat. Go as low as you can. Everybody's range of motion on this is a little bit different, and that's okay. Just do your best. And we're just going to lift right back up, push through your heels, make any adjustments if you need to, and come right back down. If possible, putting your elbows to the inside of your knees and palms together in prayer to get a little bit of extra opening here. Let's lift back up, slide the forearms. Again, maybe you're coming to here, and that's okay. You do the best that you can do today. And lift up. Let's come back down and lift up. One last time. We're going to stay low and then move our way to the floor right here. Keeping those knees nice and wide. Bring your hands behind you for a little bit of extra support and lift up through the chest. Start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Each knee follows each other. You can even do this while you are lying down for a little bit more support in the body. Trying to tap that inner knee right down in the center. Let's come up to the center. Now just go one at a time for some knee drops. Left knee, right knee. Be aware that we're not scrunching into our neck too much. We want to keep some length here. We don't want to walk away with fabulous feeling hips and a sore neck. That's no good. Give yourself a couple more here. And then we pause right here in the center. Take your left leg and just put that shin so it is parallel to the long edge of your mat. We're going to take the right knee and line it up fairly close to your left hip, about a right angle at that knee. Square up through the shoulders and the hips and lean in. Go as deeply as you feel comfortable with. Maybe you get all the way down to your forearms. Maybe you just crawl out a little bit at a time. Try to stay as squared up as you can. Nice and long in the neck. One more breath. And then we start to walk the hands back. And we change sides. Bringing your right shin parallel to the long edge of that mat. See how close you can line up this back knee with the heel. It might not be exact, but somewhat close. Right angle here at that back knee. And square up your hands at the foot and above the knee and begin to lean in. And you may find that one side is much easier to do this than the other, and that is pretty normal. It's just giving you a little bit of a highlight of where you need to do some extra stretching and mobility work. Mobility and flexibility work hand in hand, so we want to focus on both. Mobility is all about moving your joint through its full range of motion. Flexibility is how much can your muscles stretch across a movement. So you can see how they work together. One more breath here. And then we press up and away. Come onto your seat. And let yourself roll all the way down to the floor. Take your arms out wide like goalposts so they're bent at a right angle. And let the backs of your hands drop down to the mat. We're going to shift our weight so the knees are pointing to the right. And release your spine. Maybe your feet are stacked here. We want to maintain contact through both shoulders on the floor. We bring these knees up to the center. Reset your spine to neutral. And then drop the knees to the other side. You might want to shift the hips just a little bit if that helps you get more squared up. We'll bring the knees right back up to the center. Hug your knees into your chest, little rock side to side. And then we let these feet come down to the edges of the mat. Knees fall together in the center. Let your arms just relax alongside the body wherever they feel comfortable. Let's take 5 breaths here. Softening across the face, through the jaw, the throat, and the neck. Moving that softness through the shoulders and the arms, the chest, right into the belly. Letting the hips relax, letting that move down through the legs, the knees, right down to the toes. 2 more breaths. We start to bring a little bit of movement back to the hands, to the feet, or you can stay in your Shavasana if you have time for it. Otherwise, bring yourself up onto your seat, letting the chin drop to the chest, just an easy roll through the neck, side to side, loosen it up slightly. And then find some stillness. Let's take a deep breath out and up together, blinking those eyes open if they are closed. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts. From my heart to yours. Namaste. I hope today's practice helped you loosen up those hips a little bit. We definitely want to keep focus on that as we age particularly, but even just in everyday life. If you are an athlete or you enjoy active sports, you need those hips to be able to move. And in our seated society, we definitely have to spend some time focusing on it so that we can maintain that hip mobility. If you'd like more tips on how to integrate wellness into your everyday life, please come visit me at laylawellness.com.